Yes, 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 yes. Turn that down. What's going on, man? Happy Halloween, man. Happy Halloween. We got a swing trade going in Tesla. Let's check in on that this morning. I text out to my friends in the Money Flow Trading Society that I was adding to this text, man. Hold on a second. What's going on? It's Happy Halloween. I'm typing something in on Instagram, YouTube. Stay with me. You can hear me on YouTube, I hope. Hopefully you can see me. I got the camera going. It's better on YouTube, but I like to go on Instagram for the same time. Two birds, one stone, baby. So this is Tesla. we've been riding this stage one. We got long right around in here. I say we, me, got long right around in on this day here. When he got back in the box, we'd been watching this, or I'd been watching this. If you in Discord last night, where do I got the picture? Oh, I posted this picture. If you've ever been to my house, sometimes I do these live events at my house in New Orleans. I've never done one in Texas. I don't know why, man. But, well, I know why. There's nothing to do in town. But I posted my notes in there. And in my living room, I have a whiteboard. And I take a marker and I take my pad and I go through my portfolio. And I'm constantly doing this. I read in the living room and I write on shit. And then I'll erase all of this. I do a lot of this on paper and pad, but sometimes it helps me to see it. So if I'm watching football, I have this in my living room. It's in the living room wall. So if you've ever been to my house, you can attest to that. That in my house, in my living room, are whiteboards. And I have these in my offices. You know, I film with them, but I also do my own flows on here. Meaning I'll write out every house I own. I'll total up the rent collection. I'll draw it. I'm drawing. I'm manifesting. I'm drawing the future. Sometimes I'll take my pad and I'll write every stock I own, and it'll take a while, dude. And then I'll go through and see which ones are what and who's undervalued. And if you notice on here, zoom in. I'm gonna zoom in on Instagram, YouTube. You should be able to see it. See where it says McDonald's Plus? Let's see if It's got me logged in. I doubt it does. Oh man, it don't have me logged in. I can't get logged in. Pull up someone on on live on Instagram or YouTube. If you can, hold on a second. If you can pull it up and give me what does Morningstar have on McDonald's? Sorry, I had to grab my other phone, man. Who's got Morningstar on McDonald's? In the meantime, we're looking at Tesla, but somebody... I got my phone, man. Let me see. MCD on McDonald's. They give it a 2-star. So let's look at McDonald's real quick. Stay with me, man. So what do we see on McDonald's? And I got a new trade idea for you today. Something we got into in the Money Flow gang. We'll get to that, man. McDonald's is trading at a 17% premium. So right here, what happened? What is the RSI? So if you trade with the Money Flow, you know what? This is a sell signal. It's a take profit signal. It's a, hey, it's gone too far, too fast signal. That doesn't mean you have to do anything. So if you looked on my board, where's the picture? If you looked on the board, you see that asterisk right there? See that asterisk? See that plus? That means McDonald's is trading at a premium. I don't want to sell anymore. I mean, it just is what it is. I own the shit's going up. I'm not doing anything. I'm not selling it, nothing. The shares I have, I want to keep, I think, over a long term. Matter of fact, I'm a buyer if this went below value. So you see where that, right there where it is on T. So if we look at AT&T, now if you notice in the top corner are stocks that can be harvested or that are overvalued, right? Now if we look at AT&T, you notice there's a little asterisk by it. That's code to me. That's shorthand. I'm not selling. So if we look, they say AT&T's trading at a 26% discount. Now, the reason I wasn't selling any McDonald's is I'm already at a core position, meaning I didn't add any, okay? I don't have a big position in it. But of the two, I'd rather sell something trading at a premium than something still undervalued. So I'm not a seller here because honestly, I'd like to be a buyer because it's undervalued, but it's not undervalued here, meaning in the fractal movement of price. The price moves in stages, right? It's a fractal pattern of open, close, high, and low. And so I believe price moves in 4 stages, and you can track this fractal pattern over the process of trying to understand value. And from value, we can extrapolate and figure out a price, and that'll help you make decisions. So as over time, you accumulate. Do we got anybody on here? Oh, man, what's going on? Stop that. So as we accumulate positions over time, so it says stage 3 profits. McDonald's was there, it's got a plus. AT&T's there, it's got a negative. And what does it say? It's below value. So if I come down, oh look, Kraft, below value. Gilead, equal value. Meaning it's trading at a fair value. It's not premium. It's not overvalued. It's just where it's supposed to be. So if you look at it on the chart, if we're tracking stocks, maybe you only run filters. You're like, I don't know these stocks, Gerald. I just run filters. I meet guys like that. They're like, no, I don't know about stocks, man. I don't know about companies. I just follow filters. Okay. So this is now trading at $78. We've been accumulating this for 2 years because it's undervalued. So I just bought stage 1s. Now if I run the price on Gilead, pull it up, look at my notes on the wall last night, okay? So I go through checking these. So I go through looking at my portfolio and I'm looking, what's at extreme prices? And okay, if it's at extreme price, is it overvalued or undervalued, fair value? Where's it at? Just because the RSI is extreme doesn't mean it's overvalued, but it's the first signal that it's overvalued. Remember yesterday I was saying the golden line, when price drops below the 200-day moving average, it's a signal it's undervalued. You may go actually research it and go, well, not really. Like it's Home Depot or something and it's below the 200, but it's still trading at a premium because it always trades at a premium. Like McDonald's tends to run at a premium. Starbucks runs at a premium, right? Facebook used to run at a premium, not anymore. And so there's some stocks that are charmed. They get to run at premiums. And as you understand the nuance of the market, and you're in the market, those things become more apparent. No different than there's winners, man. And there's people that are given the advantage and there's some people that aren't. And market conditions can change with that. So what do we see on Campbell, CPB? Look at this. Been buying this shit for a long time. Look at Campbell's. I'm pulling it up now on my phone here. I'm only on one monitor, otherwise I'd be splitting. This is a low budget YouTube show, okay? All my employees, all of us are here. CPB fair value $53. So all of these stocks have been running inside of my portfolio. A lot of these we've been building for years. Now let me ask you something. I thought we were in recession, man. We're in recession. Why are all these assets running up? Right? That's interesting. These stocks are doing great. Campbell's is doing great. $52. They say it's worth $53. Okay? So we're at about fair value. Do you think there's a chance this could go premium? I mean, does this Campbell's soup go meme stock? $100? Could it? It's possible. I saw GameStop do it. Why not Campbell's? I don't think so, but it could. So we're not selling out of it, but if I've made some gains here, maybe I want to take them down. So if you look on my board, as I'm going through my portfolio, I'm like, profits. Man, I need money, man. Where's somewhere I could get some money? Oh, Campbell's is fair value now. We were buying it undervalued, so now I could take some gains. I could keep a position in it, but now I got some money. I got money. Oh, Amgen. I texted my friends this morning. So I sent a text, was it this morning? Sent a text this morning, selling some Amgen. And you're like, why would you sell Amgen? Okay. Look at the RSI. Do we have an anchor point established? Yes, yesterday. Right? RSI went extreme. Next day's below it. So we got day one of this being the anchor point. Right? But the RSI is saying it's done going up. So if you go look over here, a lot of times when it goes extreme, that's pretty much when it stops going up and then you see it go down. Look what happened here. RSI hit extreme. Look what happened. It went down. Okay? Now look. RSI got extreme, right? What happened? It went sideways. And then what? It went up. Now what? RSI is extreme. It'll what? It's going sideways. What do you think could happen? And that pattern you're seeing right there is this, man. And inside of that, it's looking for true value. And a quick way to see true value we've talked about is that 200-day. Now, I don't want to overemphasize it, but just it gives you a quick overvalued, undervalued. Look, it's overvalued means uptrend. That doesn't mean we're selling it. It just, you need to know this is a premium price. It's not a cheap price. That's what that yellow line means, right? And so this is 269 RSI screaming. It's over the yellow line. Let's look. Now, that doesn't mean I want to sell it all, but if I need money, if I want to take some gains, let's see. What do they think it's worth? Come on, man. 273. We're at 269. So this morning I sold 2 shares. Just 2. That's $500, man. Thank you. It's in cash. Where could I put that? Something that looks better, right? I could just sit on it for a minute. But here's what I'm going to do. So as I do that, I go back to my board, man. Where are we at on the board? What kind of setups we got? So if I took some gains here, over here, I'm like dividend setups. Now, I need to go to HBI. What do I think it's worth? I need to go, I own that. I own IP. I own VTR, own Well, own Hasbro, ETRN, AGNC, GLV. So as I go pull these up, if I look at their charts, are they in buy zones? If they're in buy zones, okay, cool. Let's look a little deeper. What size position do I already have? Do I have room for more? Hold on, man. If I look at their charts, are they in buy zone? Oh, I had to turn it down, man. 46 and 2, man. I love that song. Those kids do it better, though. I don't know if the band knows that. Okay. So this just gives you an idea where my mind is. And listen, I can't cover every stock I own. That's impossible. It's too many. It's too many. And if you're trading around, me where I'm talking and I'm showing you what I'm doing, some of it you may be like, well, I can't do all that. I know, man. I've been doing it 20 years. So you got to pick which one you're doing. Does that make sense? My numbers are bigger. So if I'm trimming 6, 7 stocks and then I've got all these that I can do, but let's say I got some new money coming in, I'm looking over here. So if I'm trimming dividend stocks, I'm looking to add it to dividend stocks. I'm not trimming dividend stocks to buy growth stocks. So I'll trim these to add to these positions and I'll bring new money in to try to pick up AMD, Tesla. That's one we've been buying. Look at Tesla, right? So this is new money coming in. This is new money coming in. The money that I'm trimming off those dividend stocks, I'm applying toward other dividend stocks inside of the portfolio, trying to raise my overall cash flow. Meaning if I can take money from some winners, keep a core position, take some because I added lower, Then if I take that money and I add it to something else that's solid, that's a core position, that's properly positioned, I can take from a 2% dividend yield, not 2% because it was low, because when I was buying it, it was 4 or 5 maybe, and I can trim it now, add it to something now that's 4, 5, 6, 7, that later will be 2%. You get what I'm saying? And if you call that rolling money forward, man, and you get that down, and some of that's you doing it for a minute, you're building out your stuff, man. You got different things. That's going to take time. That's portfolio management, but trading is that too, man. So it's something you got to learn. So as I'm watching all of that, I'm kind of just scanning through my stocks. There's plenty that I don't do anything, and you're like, okay, look. Whenever you see asterisks, like I don't do shit with McDonald's. I bought that years ago. I've made a lot of money. It pays me dividends. I just sit on it. I don't need to. I just sit on my T's. I sit on a lot of these, man. I just sit on them. Pepsi's. But then if you look at how much I own, you're seeing like I'm buying Hanesbrands. I'm buying ETRM, but you notice I'm not buying ET. Why? I got a bunch of ET. Years ago, I bought a bunch of it. So I'll start picking up new companies inside the same sector, man. And so as far as buy and hold, man, I'm only adding 1, 2 a year. You remember when we added Hasbro? Hasbro, the toy, like I add, and then I may add 1 or 2, and that'll be it as far as new positions in my buy and hold. Trading, stocks can come and go. Swing trades, position trades. I mean, hopefully you're holding the position, but so here's a new one I'm looking at. And look what happens the night. I'm literally post this. Look, what does it say? Trade idea. Now this board will develop. Usually I'm doing this in a notebook, okay? A lot of times the boards in my room, I do other shit, work shit, and stuff for Instagram, things like that. But I've always had these boards that I'm scribbling on. And especially since I've started trading, and trade idea. Like I'm always trying to think of a trade idea. Like if you worked at a hedge fund, they want a fucking idea from you. Give us an idea. And they're not going to put all the money in the fund in it. They're going to put some money in your idea. And if it makes money, then boom. And usually they have people that work sections. They're watching. So I've been watching Nat Gas. It's come down. I'm really not that interested until what happened. When this happened, when it broke the 200, it's like, okay, all right, this is getting pretty extended, man. Maybe I want to get in on this. And so I post that last night in Discord. New trade idea was utilities. The trade idea was utility stocks, because utility stocks had a big pullback and were setting up again. And they weren't undervalued though, but they were fair value. But we're in a kind of volatile time, so I feel like utility stocks could trade at a premium or fair value in a volatile time. So that was a trade idea, like load them up. And if you wanted to trade it, UTSL. Right there. It's technically left the barn. Like Gerald Peters, I'm not buying here. I feel like we did our buying, We got it in here, and then on that day. Now I'm in the money. I've moved. New trade idea. That one's going. You get it? So now it's like, okay, if I have new money and I've bought in, I'm in the green. This looks like it might run easily into 35. Maybe it makes a run for 37. Is the wind at our back? Yeah, technically the S&P 500's in an uptrend. So as I analyze this trade idea, okay, now that one's working. New idea. And I see that Nat Gas, and I've been watching it for a minute. UNG's the easiest way to track this. Pulls back, man. But then this morning, what I was hoping is that we were going to open, right around in here. And now what? We got a box here. And it's below the magical yellow line. So that tells me instantly it's undervalued. Now, we could go research, like we said, and find that's not true. But typically, it is. It tends to bounce off of it, okay? Now, not to say it can't, but it gets hung up there. See how it got hung up there? So that tells me going back to there, 23, that's easy. That'd be easy. That's fucking 12% up, right? And it probably would bang through that a little bit, which would what? Take the RSI extreme. So as we're watching the money flow, bam, bam, bada boom, bada bing, we're hitting it, man. Bam, bam, bam. And we're looking to take it off here if we're trading. So if we're not buying and holding natural gas, okay? That's not what we're doing. What I'm doing is it's broke the generic value line. Could be logical reasons. So last night I'm like researching. I'm looking at what might affect natural gas. Like literally Google that. Who are the top natural gas stocks? LNG. Who are the shipping stocks? Who produces it besides big oil? Like you can just start reading, looking. A lot of those stocks have run. Why is the commodity itself down? Why? And they say, well, it's warmer in Europe. Okay, what if it gets colder? Well, they'd go up. Okay, so there is a possible catalyst. And they're like, yeah, all right. So now I've lined up technicals with the possible fundamental reason why it could happen. And you're like, but you don't know that's going to happen. Fuck, I know. Nobody knows the weather. Like, come on. I just asked a simple question. If the weather got colder, could it go higher? And they're like, yeah, okay. So that's a catalyst. That's called a trade idea, right? So as I'm sitting around, I'm thinking of trade ideas. What are ideas? What are things that could make money? What did I say there? Many dividend blue chip stocks pass by zones. Look for quality laggers. Hasbro, Hanesbrands, Verizon, VTR, Well, AG&C, GLV. So you see what I'm doing there, right? Growth setups. Tesla, Amazon, Snap, Spotify, Uber, AMD, Meta, Dash, Bitcoin. I kind of lump these together. And you're like, why those? Just from my research, I like the setup on these. I like them. I think they can move. And you're like, what about these other 30? They're fine. PayPal could be on there. Roku could be on, but I only got so much space. I can only talk so much. I can only do so many things. There's only so much money, right? So you have to have some way of narrowing it down. So this is what I do. Every fucking Sunday, I go through everything I own. I had one person tell me they abandoned their portfolio once. I've been there. You could do that, unabandon that, and start playing that. And you're only playing with what you got, man. And this, and the way I approach it is this is the direction of price. Price is going to go sideways. It's going to drift up. It's going to go sideways. It's going to drift down. It's going to go sideways. And so if I can see that natural movement of price and I can use my brain, and if I track everything and I'm watching the markets, what's something else I'm look at right here? I'm going to zoom in on Instagram. You owe me some money, by the way, Instagram. I just dropped fucking $1 million on you. You don't have any friends doing this. They're all dumb as dirt. You got a lot of dumb friends. Dividend setups. HBI. What's IP? VTR. What is that? Well, what is that? Notice they're side by side. VTR is a assisted living REIT, and so is Well. It's an assisted living REIT. Pay money. I'm just kidding, man. Your friends are all the coolest, smartest people in the world. They're awesome. I'm just kidding. I know your friends are always like, yo, bro, did you see GLV today? So Well Tower, nice dividend yields here. So if we go to the charts on these, notice what it says, setups. So let's look. Is it a setup? Ooh. Ooh. Setup, right? Stage 1. Let's see. What is it worth? Now, this is in my buy and hold portfolio. It pays about, I think, 5% dividend yield, something like that. Hold on, I'm pulling it up on my other phone, man. 37% discount, YouTube. Says it's $97 stock. And why the hell is it trading for $61? Go read about that. Where else is it? Look at that yellow line right there, man. What does that tell you? It's value, man. When was the best time to buy Campbell's soup? Below that yellow line when it was like 30% below value, okay? Look at, so this one's undervalued. And we got to go maybe have a trade. Like, read, why are assisted living so low? And you're like, oh, it's connected to interest rates. Federal Reserve, they're fucking with interest rates. These pay a lot of yield. So people decided, hey, well, I could take my money here. I could go to the bank, get 4 or 5% with no risk. And then it brings these assets down. That's what the Federal Reserve wanted to do. They want to bring down prices of assets. Okay, take them down. You're like, what do you mean? Okay, that's what they're going to do. That's what this looks like. It's a stage 4. Here's what it looks like when it starts bottoming. It does this. Now, I don't know if it's the bottom of the bottom, but I know that's what bottoms look like. And I know before it goes up, it breaks above this green line. So if I go through and I own this in my buy and hold, what I want to do is go, it's below value, below gold line, in a tough time. I want to start accumulating this on stage 1s. And when everything gets fixed and the world is perfect and everything is rosy, it's going to do this. Look at LMT. Lockheed Martin. Hitting on all cylinders. Killing it. Right? Looks good, man. Right? We back it up. You know. Man, when did we start buying this thing? Shit, it's a hell of a lot cheaper. Right in this. We bought it after a big miss. It's back here at the end of 2021. Big miss. This is a weekly chart, I believe. Yeah, started picking it up. Look at this thing, man. Why? It's undervalued, man. Stock runs to 448 today. Do I want to be a buyer here? Now I want to be a seller. I'm not selling this, though. I'm in a core position. I already took gains on this. You're like, what do you mean? Took them back here on this last time it ran up into this near basically the same zone. If you look, pretty close, right? 460, 465. So I'm in a core position in this. If it wants to go higher, whatever. It just raises the balance, throws off a little dividend. But if I had just been building this, let's say I'd been building, or if I'm trading it, now I can trade it too. If I own it in my buy and hold, I can see the trade setups, man. Right? So as a trader, what are you looking for? This here, right? If anything, I want to buy here, man. And I want to sell here. Just as a general rule, I want to buy below the yellow line if possible, right? And I want to sell above the yellow line. I had a kid post a comment on my fucking post on Twitter. He said, so buy low, sell high, huh? Same old scheme? And I'm like, I think it's the only scheme, son. I really think that's the only way business works. Like, he was getting on to me for saying that. You know, like he was making fun of me. Oh, your big idea is to buy low and sell high. I was like, yeah, that's how business works. I don't know anything else. By the way, when I was messing with Nat Gas, that's why I wrote these. I was like, I already own silver, doing it through the AGQ. We've been building this on stage 1s. My plan to sell this is when silver rips. If silver doesn't rip, I guess it's going to be a while. But that's the plan. I'm waiting for a break in it. But by the way, on the stock market, you can buy coffee, corn, soybeans, wheat. Now, when you do this, it's kind of like you're going down the crypto tunnel. Like all of a sudden you catch yourself watching the Weather Channel and see what the fuck is going on in Nebraska. You're like, people are like, why do you care about that? Man, I got money on wheat, man. You think I can hang out with you guys all day? And the next thing you know, you're checking the weather. By the way, wheat's breaking out right now, which is why we saw Nat Gas break out. There's a commodity breakout underway. This is WEAT. This is a long position on wheat. You can do it in the stock market, by the way. And you see the big moves that it does, right? Just like in the money flow, you know. And it money flows. Look at this. Stage 1, runs, 3, starts pulling back, goes into a 1. Now what? Breaking out. Now it's long. That's wheat. It's below the golden line, by the way. And sometimes, for whatever reason, this shit runs. If you were to ask me, Gerald, why did that happen? I don't know. Probably something to do with the Ukraine or something. But you don't need to know all that to track it and play it, meaning every breakout in wheat starts the same. Every breakout in silver starts the same. Every breakout and whatever starts the same. So that's what, learning technical analysis and charts and understanding, the value of the 200-day, the price pattern that I'm trying to, you may follow a different pattern. Maybe use Fibonacci's or Elliott waves or stochastics or the Wyckoff method or fucking death crosses and Halloween crosses and all this other shit. There's a lot of ways to trade in the stock market. My buddy Ashton's doing condor spread things, and there's a lot of ways to trade, man. Some people scalp it, some people day trade it. This is what I do, and I have lots of positions, and I spread out my money, and I'm watching it as a totality. Like I'm a hedge fund is how I see it, and I have money on the street, man, and I have money invested in this and 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 this. And they all pay different things, and they all return at different times. Some pay monthly, some pay quarterly, some don't pay at all. Some pay only when they go up, man. Some, so it's they're all different. And that's the beautiful thing about the stock market is it's wide fucking open. You just got to decide the way you want to do it and then hammer in on it and then stay with it. That's the thing. Nobody can tell me the money flow patterns don't work, man. I'm not blind, dude. Look, I'm not fucking stupid. You see that? And that's what? There's the main breakout, but there was a breakout and it's above the green line, right? And look what happens when it hits the yellow. It just stops. And when you get there, look what happened. The RSI was 3. So as I watch prices and charts, and look at hundreds of fucking charts every day. I know exactly that's what price does. But here's the thing. Nobody knows when it's going to do it. So in my research, as I watch, and this is not the whole stock market. Your brain can only take in a couple things at a time, man. So if you look, the wind, I call the S&P 500 the wind, but there's basically 7 things that push on the stock market. And I used to just call it the big 4 and look at 4. But as I began trading with more people, I was like, well, I need to explain this. Let me open this up. And what I do in my head, what I was doing here for illustration, I write it down. Dow's the leader. You're like, what do you mean? The biggest, strongest wind is the Dow. So if you're looking at the DIA, it's made up of 30. What is the Dow? Go look it up, man. It's not complicated. It's fucking how many teams in the NFL? There's less stocks in the Dow. It's not that hard. Right there, man. This is the Dow Jones. Look what's happened. If someone asked you, you're like, man, Dow Jones is on a tear. It broke out at 300, and now it's at 320. It's almost up. It's up like blue chip stocks are up 14% for October, man. It's crazy. It's huge. Historic move. It's been massive. There's people in here trading that don't know that. Like, this is an historic move. What's happened in this? But you only know that if you're paying attention and looking at it and in the news feed for it. So for number 2, I put oil, more thinking oil stocks. But if you look at the XLE, back it up. RSI 72, like the Dow. The Dow's only made up of 30 stocks. Some of those are oil stocks. They're banging it. So the Dow's got that extra push behind it, right? Go look at Exxon, Conoco, Chevron. If you look at my thing here, what did I say? Stage 3s that you could take profits on. We took profits on ERX. That was a trade on oil. That's Chevron. There's Exxon, Conoco. These are core holdings for me. I've already trimmed them. At this point, it's just like, fuck, they just keep going up, man. I've been at a core in Exxon since like $1.05. Where's it at now? Meaning I'd already hit a big return and took some off. It's at 111 now. So just riding it, man. We're just riding it. So as I'm looking at it, these are core holdings in I just want to be aware of that. But this was a trade because I didn't want to trade these. So on this last breakout, what did we trade? ERX. I didn't tell anyone buy more oil stocks because I think they're overpriced, man. But if the oil market wants to run, I don't have to buy more as an investor, right? I can learn the money flow. Here's my pivot point. There's our box, stage 4 decline, right? There's stage 3, stage 2, right here, stage 1, right? Come on, man. If you don't see it, I do. I know. That's all, man. That's all I see. So as I watch oil every day, come on, baby. I know I can trade ERX or Gush. So there's our buys, man. Buy. And then what? Now we're taking it down. So we've been trimming this stock, man. Hold on just a second. Yeah, so here we go. 1026 ERX, 51% gain. Sold 1/5 of it. My man said, is this info in your book? Yeah, man. But your little brain ain't going to be able to read a book and get all that. You're doing good to match your socks right now. Just got out in the world. Lucky you got a girlfriend, probably. ERX, 51% gain. So that's where we are here. So it's probably going to take you a few times reading my book, man. Let's see. So you see how that works? We're selling into strength because we're assuming this is the start of the box of the stage 3, man. So if you look at the Nat Gas trade, let's pull this back. Am I even on YouTube anymore? Gerald's gone wild. Oxy's very high short interest. Let's see. They want to short it? Yeah, a lot of these guys, I got guys that text me, man, they trade the opposite. And you're like, what do you mean? Meaning they're doing the same thing. I'm telling you the same thing. This is probably the top, right? And it's probably about to go sideways. They're doing the same thing. They're doing it the opposite. And you're like, what do you mean? Meaning, okay, I'm doing a buy down here, right? So we got in here. Flip these, man. Stage 2, the stage 1 is the stage 3, man. So as I'm looking at that, but I trade to the upside. So what he's seeing is, and I've talked to a guy trying to short it, man. They see it as too far extended from the value line, 200-day. They see the RSI on extreme. Oh, yeah, I'm with you. Same thing, man. I'm looking at the same thing. Except when I look at it, I'm seeing it from a long perspective. So maybe the 3's not done. Maybe 3 just works it off, goes sideways, brings the RSI down, and bam, we break out and go again, baby. And we run. Like, it doesn't have to go down. I'm not saying that. This can play out a lot of ways. 3 can become a 1. It's the bipolar nature of the universe, man. Nature of the universe. Let's talk about Hanesbrands. A lot of you guys getting nervous. Oh my God, it's going down. It could go fucking 0. Yeah, I'd be a buyer here, man. And if you don't own any, I would buy some. T-Boy DME. I got to block you out now. Sorry, I had to block some people, man. CCI breakout. We'll look at that. I like Hanesbrands here. It's undervalued. I don't know. At this point, it's fucking ridiculous. It says 76%. It's going down. Now, obviously, hedge funds and people are putting pressure in it. I own it. This is like my 8th largest holding. Even as it sold off, to tell you how much I've put into it, it continues to stay in my top 12. I may misspoke with top 10. Top 12 holdings, and I'm down 50% in it. So if this makes its recovery and we get some good news and this thing turns, it could be, for me, it could be a big winner. If it keeps, I don't know. But if you'd have asked me would it be at $6, I'd have said no. Morningstar still likes it. They hold it in their real money portfolio. I like it. They haven't cut the dividend yet. We'll see. What's up, GP? I'm out here in NOLA. I'll be out in NOLA today, man. I'll be over in town going shopping with the wife. And yeah, I'd buy this doji, by the way, candle. I may drop that in Discord. I'm not going to text this out, but if that's a doji, man, that's pretty nice. I mean, the rest of the technicals are negative, but it's already stupidly low RSI. I think at this point, you just buy some, you buy it. I think maybe if they cut the dividend, it might pop the stock and get the shit over with. You know what I mean? Like, let's just get it over with. AT&T had to cut it. After AT&T finally cut the shit, ate it on some debt, and we got a big slack. And, oh, they cut the dividend. Now we're finally moving up. So, yeah, man, I don't know. That's one that I have. Keeps going down. I like it. I'm holding it. It is what it is. Some go up, some go down. Some go up, some go down. That's why we own a multitude. Yeah, I like HBI. I would buy it here. I have 15 fucking grand of it, so I didn't buy any today, though. I have a lot of it, though. Like 15 grand of it. And I'd be fine buying it here with brand new money or old money. That's it. So my new trade of the day was we got long Nat Gas. It wasn't because of today's pop. I posted this in Discord. I wrote it yesterday. I don't remember if I think I posted it yesterday or this morning. Anyway, I wrote it. Literally spent some time on why it was down, weather, all this bullshit, and looking at all. Utility trades working now. The dividend setup. See what I say here, right? I said HBI. It's on my list. ETRN, IP, VTR, well, agency. And I would be happy with any of these. And so the way I'm kind of adding to them is just based on as I have money. So I'll kind of start with the lowest one. Like I haven't bought HBI because I got 15 fucking grand of it, but I only have like 4 grand of IP. You know, I only have, I think I'm down to 7 or 8, 6, 7, 8 in VTR, 6, 7, 8 and well, 5 or 6,000 in has, but I've got like 8 or 9 in ETR. So that's kind of how I would look at it. And I would just, where's it at in my portfolio? Am I heavy in this, heavy? Because sometimes the shit might be down, but you're heavy in it. So I would be slower to add to that maybe, unless you're just super convicted about it. And that's how I'm looking at it. So this is just, you know, on top of my head, what I'm looking at this week. I'm going to try to build this up. Got added to Tesla. We added to Tesla. I like this trade, and look, you can see it's picking up strength. So you could still add here. I'm pretty long now. Not long. It's not like it's a big position, but I'm happy now. If it wants to run to up here to 270, cool. We can trade it. And for me, this is a swing trade. But you know, if it pulls back, I'm not holding it. I'm not ready to dump this on an immediate pullback, but I think we could easily get back to 277, 270. I mean, come on, it's Tesla, and it's setting up, and it's a money flow breakout. Like how much? I mean, you know, that's what that is. You don't need a filter. It's right there. It's happening. You bought a book. It's showing you. It's doing it right in front of you. This is the pattern, man. You can see it. Now, does that mean 100% is going to work? No, but that is a classic money flow pattern in a something that's under the 5 just crossed the 20. It shored up today. Bam, here we go, man. Amazon's too soon, man. Read the book, man. Read the book, man. Come on, man. Read the book, man. Read the book. Stop being cheap, man. But I like Amazon here. Wouldn't hurt to buy it. It's not a stage. It's not set up, but it's Amazon. Don't matter. It stopped here before. You could call an audible. Stopped here before. I usually like to wait for 4 days. I like for a pivot point to hold and wait for 4 days. Then I started buying position. I want to see if this is going to hold because all of this is negative. But it is Amazon. Look, this still says momentum to the downside. Everything's still pointing down. The only thing pointing up is this. You like it because it's Amazon, and that's cool. And there's previous support here. So, yeah, why not? Why not? Maybe even as a swing trade. All right, man, you guys be good. I'm a jettison. So that's what I'm looking at. We'll see how it plays out toward the end of the day. I'll be on Discord. If you need any help, man, send me a text. If you're looking for some place to trade, come trade with us, man. Click like on the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. And like I said, if you need a place to trade, get with me. Got to have my book, though, man. Go get the book. Got to have the book.